Yes, you're seeing those words, magic words. I'm going to talk about it. We're talking about short-term letting. I'm going to show you Section 137A of the Strata Schemes Management Act, which is due to start tomorrow, Friday, the 10th of April, public holiday, Good Friday. Interesting. You're forgiven if you don't know about this. This is the only thing that is starting tomorrow. You may have heard me talk about it probably this time last year. For City of Sydney, I was talking about it. There's supposed to be a whole framework for short-term letting commencing. It has been, for the time being, pared back to just this new section in our Strata Schemes Management Act. So when this starts, you can make a bylaw that prevents what I'm calling investor owners from short-term letting their lot. Have a close look at that. As I said, you're going to be getting these slides. This is the same legislation. The legislation that makes this amendment to the Strata Schemes Management Act also inserts that definition that you're seeing there for short-term rental accommodation into the Fair Trading Act. And it also provides that the regulations can declare that a code of conduct applies. We've all been hearing about the code of conduct for a while, but we're told there will be no code tomorrow. So this legislation is commencing without the code. It is still in draft. So we don't have a code of conduct. With this starting tomorrow, what can we do? Yes, you can hold a meeting to adopt this bylaw. I told you all about meetings earlier, and this is why, because they keep coming up. If you, this could be controversial in some buildings. So remember that I said that controversial items perhaps shouldn't be the subject of electronic or paper meetings, especially if your building is not experienced at conducting these meetings. So think about this. How urgent is this for us? How desperate are we to combat this issue right now? Do we need to adopt this bylaw right now? Some buildings may be desperate. It may be urgent. I understand. I've heard from a number of you. You're wanting to curb short-term letting at a time when platforms like Airbnb have been advertising apartments for isolation or quarantine. That can be scary for some residents. I get it. So if you are going to meet to adopt this bylaw, keep it simple for now. Use the words that are in Section 137A. That is the framework for your bylaw, and certainly get it professionally drafted. There is no code of conduct for short-term letting yet, as I mentioned. There is no restriction on resident owners or tenants subletting yet. That is supposed to come through with a state environmental planning policy. That's the 180-day cap that you might have heard about. Even if it's your principal place of residence, there's going to be a cap on how many nights. That's in a proposed SEP, state environmental planning policy. That's not starting yet. And the proposed new fire safety standard is not starting yet. That's part of the new SEP as well. If you want to know more about that, I talked about that with Rob Broadhead on this week's podcast episode, number 208, so you can check that out. So in short, keep yourselves up to date on this one. It is relevant to COVID and management because so many of you are asking about what we do about visitors, short stays. It's a long weekend, people coming in. Can we pass a bylaw? Can we enforce a bylaw? Answer is yes. Yes, from tomorrow, you can pass this bylaw pursuant to Section 137A. And if you need to meet quickly, you're desperate to deal with it, you can do that regardless of what Airbnb might be saying. Okay, overcrowding.